Oil just spiked 3% overnight, and it's about to cost you at the pump, the grocery store, and your retirement account. Here's what's happening. The U.S. and Israel are now 5 days into a war with Iran. Iran sits right next to the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway where roughly 20% of the world's oil passes through every single day. If that strait gets blocked, global oil supply gets choked, prices explode, and inflation, meaning the rising cost of everything you buy, comes roaring back. South Korea's stock market just crashed 12% in a single day. The Dow dropped 400 points. Investors are scared. So what should you do right now? Don't panic sell. Oil shocks are painful, but historically temporary. If you own energy stocks or ETFs, that's funds that hold a basket of stocks. They may actually rise. But if inflation spikes again, the Federal Reserve, America's central bank, could delay rate cuts, which means borrowing stays expensive longer. Watch oil prices daily this week. This one is moving fast. What if I told you the government lets you invest money completely tax-free, and most parents have no idea it exists? It's called a 529 plan, and it's the smartest way to save for college. Here's how it works. You open an account, invest money, and it grows completely tax-free. When your kid uses it for college expenses, tuition, housing, books, you pay zero taxes on the gains. Zero. Compare that to a regular savings account where you're taxed every single year. If you invest $200 a month starting when your child is born, you could have over $80,000 by the time they hit 18. And here's the bonus. 37 states offer extra tax deductions just for contributing. You can open one today in about 15 minutes online. The best time to start a 529 was the day your child was born. The second best time? Right now.
When you tap buy on a stock, you think you're just buying a stock. Nope. Here's what actually happens in under 50 milliseconds. Your broker receives your order and routes it to a market maker, a firm that's already holding shares, ready to trade. They match you with a seller, often using algorithms executing thousands of trades per second. Your order hits the NYSE or NASDAQ, gets confirmed, and lands back in your account, all before you blink. You just became a part owner of a real company. That tiny tap? It's a legally binding contract. So next time you invest, know you're not gambling. You're buying a slice of a business. Own it intentionally.
This week, AI didn't just take headlines, it took paychecks. Fortune is calling it the ghost GDP moment, where the economy looks fine on paper, but real people are losing real jobs to artificial intelligence. Tech layoffs surged. Companies replaced entire teams with AI tools. And here's what nobody is saying out loud. This isn't slowing down. So what does this mean for your money? First, your income is your most valuable asset. If your job touches writing, coding, customer service, or data entry, you need to start upskilling now, not next year. Now. Second, companies cutting labor costs with AI, their profit margins explode. That means owning stock in AI-heavy companies could actually protect you while others get displaced. Third, build income streams that don't depend on one employer. Dividends, index funds, side income. The workers who thrive in this economy won't be the ones who ignore AI. They'll be the ones who position themselves before everyone else woke up. Wall Street is buying up your neighborhood, and it's making home ownership nearly impossible for regular people. Here's what's actually happening. Big investment firms are purchasing thousands of single-family homes across America, turning them into rentals, and driving up prices so high that everyday buyers simply can't compete. When a hedge fund can pay cash, you lose. Every time. Now, Senator Elizabeth Warren is pushing new legislation to stop investment firms from bulk buying residential homes. The goal? Force Wall Street to sell those houses back to real people like you. Here's why this matters to your wallet right now. If this bill passes, home inventory goes up. More supply means prices could finally cool down. That's your shot at actually affording a home. But if it fails, Rents keep climbing, home prices stay out of reach, and Wall Street keeps winning. Watch this space closely. This vote could directly determine whether you ever own a home. Follow Capital Clarity so you never miss a move. Gas prices are about to hit you hard, and most people have no idea why. Here's what just happened. The U.S. and Israel struck Iran, and Iran shut down the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most important shipping lanes on the planet. About 20% of the world's oil passes through that narrow strip of water every single day. When it closes, oil prices spike. And when oil prices spike, everything gets more expensive. Gas, groceries, shipping, manufacturing. Mortgage rates already jumped back above 6% just this week because of inflation fears tied directly to this. So what does this mean for your money right now? First, if you were waiting for interest rates to fall so you could buy a home, that timeline just got pushed back. Second, if you're invested in the stock market, expect more volatility this week. And third, your everyday budget is about to feel squeezed. This is not just a foreign policy story. It is a your wallet story. Watch this closely. Shipping rates for natural gas just hit $300,000 per day. That's a 650% surge in days. Here's why you should care. The conflict involving Iran has disrupted the Strait of Hormuz. That's the narrow channel that almost a third of the world's liquid natural gas passes through. Qatar, one of the biggest gas suppliers on the planet, has halted production. When supply gets choked like this, energy prices spike fast. We're already seeing spot LNG prices double. LNG stands for liquefied natural gas. It's what heats your home and powers factories across Europe and Asia. Higher shipping costs mean higher energy bills for everyday people. Watch oil and gas stocks like Shell, Chevron, and LNG shippers. They tend to surge when this happens. But also watch your utility bills. This isn't just a Wall Street story. This hits your kitchen table. Stay ahead of it.